First off, what's Macy's situation?
Positive from what we originally thought. She obviously had a scare based on last year when it happened, but so far the diagnosis is positive. It's more of a sprain and an MCL. So she's been working today, running, moving. She feels pretty good. So we're going to put her through some things tomorrow that are not necessarily straight line activities, more cut and go. And then we have to put her some live activity on Saturday before we make any decision on Sunday. So she's hopeful.
Left or right?
For her, it's her left. So,
left.
Yeah, it's her left side.
And that's the same one she hurt before? And when did she hurt it? Second half against State or in practice?
Yeah, second half. She felt she kind of got hit from behind. Actually, I don't remember the moment, but she just felt it. She kind of got hit. I don't know if it was inside the box on a corner kick. She kind of someone came from behind. But when the original thought, we were really worried that she was done for the year, and now we have some optimism. So she's optimistic to play on Sunday because obviously she doesn't want to miss that game, but we're going to make sure we do the right thing for her.
And how close is Olivia?
Another player that we got some positive information about from her rehab. We thought it potentially could be a little more severe. So now she's on the original plan, original thought. She could be back by the end of the year, but now it's just about getting her through all the motions, see how every activity, because right now when you come back from any type of rehab, you go into things controlled, where she knows where she's running. It's the stop and the cut and all that we just don't know yet. So, but it's all positive. Her spirits are up because she knows that she can be back potentially by the end of the year.
Yeah, what was the reasoning behind putting Nona in the goal tonight rather than Emmett?
Honestly, Nona, even coming into preseason, she had a great offseason. She played in the summer league, had a fantastic offseason. Obviously, Emily was fantastic last year. And this year, Nona we had some discussions about just based on Nona's performance. So Nona earned it. It wasn't necessarily anything that Emmy didn't do, but it was a really good opportunity to get Nona game time because you just never know in this game what can happen.
Yeah.
And she actually earned that. And Emmy will be starting on Sunday, but this was a really good opportunity to kind of get her feet wet in a competitive game in the ACC, and she did a great job. So we're excited for her.
So y'all, 12 quarters tonight, no goals again. I know this was something that happened with Florida State where y'all had 10 and no goals. I mean, what needs to happen for y'all to be able to convert on these corner kicks?
We can diagnose that all we want. I mean, at the end of the day, service is everything, right? I mean, service is really everything. And the want, kind of like, it's a really interesting thing. Service determines it, but I think a lot of times it's the second phase ball that is the goals that occur. And sometimes we're a little bit hesitant. We're assuming that somebody else might get that goal or someone else is going to win it, as opposed to expecting it to come to us. We were really proud because we talked about that for NC State. And we had however many corner kicks prior to that in the whole entire season, and we really weren't able to execute it. And against NC State, we had 2 goals off of corner kicks, so we were really optimistic. Today, I thought we had a couple of really good chances. Evelyn had a close one towards the end there. It was a great service by Ali. But I think some of our services took us away from the goal, not towards the goal. So we got to clean that up a bit. But creating those opportunities, as we know, if they can come later on in the season, we'll take it.
Yeah.
So we're getting a lot of reps. Unfortunately, they're not all going in, but we'll keep plugging away.
And you had 2 consecutive halves without giving up a shot. You've done it in 6 halves this season. How is this happening? What's working into that? Obviously, a lot of factors. But.
Sure. I mean, it must be all about the halftime. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, I mean, honestly, the girls have a standard, right? And even in this game, they did some really, really good things. And ultimately, the standard and expectation when they feel the game going, where you feel like you can get another 2, 3, 4 goals, it doesn't happen. A lot of teams can kind of really sit back and panic, and our girls, at halftime, even their discussion with us is they know that if we don't give up goals, we're going to create a lot of opportunities. And some games we might get multiple goals, some games it might not be one, but we got to take a lot of pride in not conceding opportunities and protecting our goal, taking as much pride in that as we do in there, and that's why it's a full team effort. So the girls are fantastic. I mean, it's a credit to any group of players that come in at halftime and always up the quality and the determination on both sides of the ball, because the defending is not necessarily what happens just in the back. Our front runners and keeping possession, you keep the ball, the other team doesn't have it, so you're actually protecting the goal without even giving opportunities up just by possessing it. So it's a full team effort, and it's a credit to them because they got to go out there and do it.
Can you share some about Kaylee stepping up in such a big role, especially after last game? She had that amazing goal and
Sure.
just so much excitement around her, and for her to be able to come out, play those 90 minutes and really show her talent today. I think that was a great standing out opportunity for her.
Yeah, I mean, look, Kaylee's a wonderful, wonderful player, wonderful human being. Look, and here the girls know it's a competitive environment, and the one thing that we talk about is you want an opportunity. I mean, they all want an opportunity, but you don't want an opportunity based on somebody's injury or something. But it's part of the game, and you just got to be prepared. And Kaylee comes every day to work. She puts it in. Yes, she wants to be on the field, but she also recognized the quality that's in front of her right now. And credit to her, last game coming in. I mean, we weren't, expecting Kaylee to be scoring a goal. But what that really signified exactly who she is, and you can just tell by the celebration of the team. And that to me is really everything, because we have a lot of players that either play limited or may not play. In the end, they are the ones every day. If you come, everybody doesn't get to watch them every day. They come with a great spirit. We're inclusive, and we just know if their name's called for whatever reason, that we trust them. And Kaylee's a really, really good example of that. So we're hoping that Macy comes back, but we know if she's not, that Kaylee will be prepared to play.
Thank you.
Have you ever known a team that, I think you went 196 minutes without giving up a shot?
Yeah, that's good. The data, I don't know. Like that's good to know. I mean, that's really good to know. However, it doesn't change the heartbeat, right? Because at the end, we did give up crosses, we did give up corners. Like those are subtle things that don't come up in the box sheet in regards to shots, but it creates a sense of anxiety sometimes for the players that we have to do a little bit better job of towards the end of the game. But yeah, shots, I didn't know that stat, so that's really good to know. Let's hope that we can continue that trend on Sunday, for sure.
So you put the starters back in with like 13 minutes left. I'm guessing that was just to ensure that y'all kept the lead towards the end.
Yeah, well, we have, it's not so much just about the starters. We have, we kind of prepare, we kind of train in thoughts. If this is a scenario, this is what we're going to do. We have a preset in our head. Outside of, we still evaluate players. If someone's not performing, then we might adjust it a bit. But we adjust our formation if we're up a goal, potentially. We have some thoughts on what we want to do to be able to still be on the front foot, but secure it a little bit more. And the girls know what it looks like at the 15-minute mark, the 13-minute mark, if we're only up one goal. If we're down a goal, we have some different thoughts on what we're looking to do. And then the last 5 minutes, we have a different strategy as well. So personnel is all prepared. So if that time comes that we don't have any hesitation and wondering what we're going to do, we just have a plan.
Yeah, a little flashback here on the formation change that you had a few games ago. Was that pre-planned too, or was that kind of spur of the moment?
Which game was that?
It's a great question. I feel like it was Virginia Tech.
Yeah, so Virginia Tech, they sat back, right? And right now we're getting a lot of really good teams that are kind of putting numbers behind the ball, and it's a challenge, especially for young players. Virginia Tech, the way the game was going, the formation change wasn't to protect us. The formation change was more to put us in a little more advanced position because they weren't really pressing us. They were sitting back. So we wanted to expose them a little bit on the wide, so we put our 4 back in there. And we went with it, which was good because we had a thought that it might have to happen potentially. We were going to lose a couple of players going into the Virginia game and lose a couple in Florida State. So we needed to see some other things. But for that game, the game presented a different challenge for us, and we decided to do that. And no different. When we were in Virginia, we had a thought. We didn't like what we saw in the first half. We made a little bit of adjustment. And the girls came out in the second half and performed at different levels. So, yeah.
And then, sitting in the corner with 4 minutes left, what went into that? Why 4 minutes rather than 2 minutes rather than 1 minute?
Yeah, I think for us, the girls have an idea, and every game, it depends on how it's going. But when you're down a goal, it's really gaining territory. And ultimately, for young players, you want to pretty much give them some consistent theme when it comes to the 5 or 4 minute mark. This is what we're looking to do unless this happens. And they have to learn that. The more that we do it, the more that they'll feel comfortable later on in the season that we go. So we always have markers and ideas and give them a concept so that everybody knows their job and their role, so we're all on the same page.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.